and welcome back. This is Andrea from Black Cube Labs. Welcome to this new hands-on session. Today we talk about partnerships. So what we have been working on is a couple of automations that hopefully will kind of save save you time and increase your productivity. And let me explain how these works. So at Black Cube Labs, we have more than 40 partnerships, and we made these partnerships with both strategic partners, technical partners, or simply affiliates with companies that we believe in. And so, first of all, what we have been doing is we had captured um, all our partners, and to do so, we created a Google Sheet. It's possible in different ways. You can do it with Notion, you can do it with Airtable, but this is, I think, one of the most common ways to just create a database on Google Sheets. So we have a bunch of columns where we say, what is the company, what is the location, the name, who's the key decision maker, what's his email, and these columns some of these columns are very important to try to understand how the workflow should react. So we have this automation divided in two parts. The first part is this automation will go through the Google Sheet and will analyze the Google Sheet, will check if a partner is suitable for kind of sending out an intro email. And it will check your inbox to make sure that nothing ever happened before. There was no contact, no relationship. If that's the case, there will be an enrichment. And so after this enrichment, we will go through the creation of this proposal. This proposal will be sent to an email, and then this email will get the chance for you to be reviewed and then be sent. And the second part of this automation is a follow-up. So once the partner is there and maybe 1 week has passed and nothing ever happened, then we have the possibility to automatically follow up and to make sure that the partnership stay on top of mind, basically. So let's dive more in depth. So the first part is a Google Sheet. So this automation, this module will look into this partnership database that we have, and will make sure that there are certain criteria. For example, the criteria are that if a company name exists, if there is an email, and if we decide that this partner is moving from the prospecting phase to a qualified phase, and in terms of activity, we have a good to go. So we didn't decide to kind of block for any reason the partnership. Then we will move forward. So it will search a row, right? So if I apply this manually, this will be something like I have everything with a company name. I have all the companies in question that have been qualified, and if there's a possibility, then this will be triggered, basically. Okay, so for example, runaway. Okay. Then this will look into basically our email account, which is partnership at Black Cube Labs. This account was an account that I created. You could alternatively decide to do it with Gmail. If you want to use Gmail, you can use labels, so you can kind of identify all your partnership with the label partnership. But I find it, at least for me, way more effective to just have a partnership email account. That also sounds very professional. I highly recommend for this Mango Email. We have a discount, by the way. We have a partnership with them, so we'll share the link. But basically, with Mango Mail, you pay a fee, and with this fee, you have an unlimited amount of accounts. And this is what we have. We have, partnerships at Black Cube Labs, jobs at Black Cube Labs, community at Black Cube Labs, where we have a lot of accounts. So this partnership Black Cube Labs this module will look into the partnership and look and search for email. If everything goes well, it moves to the next check. So it will also check if the partner have a role to us, basically. And there will be a filter, so there is a pass-through if a partner never wrote. And this way we can basically do a little bit of research. So we have a bunch of information that we already have placed in the Google Sheet for the company. But in case these informations are missing, then what we do is we retrieve with Perplexity extra info. So, Perplexity will look into, in this case, the company Runway and find all the relevant information. And then this is where things get interesting. So we have this assistant. It's called Dealmaster. It's actually one of our advanced GPT at Black Cube Labs. This is basically, I think, at least a $15,000 GPT. Why? Well, because this GPT has been constructed with a very detailed and thorough prompt, but also the knowledge base is very interesting because it's a part of the knowledge that I acquired during my executive leadership course at Stanford, where I learned about negotiation, which costed $9,000, plus an extra 5 or 6K that are coming from my knowledge and learnings that I got from INSEAD, which is one of the top tier business schools in Europe, where I basically got the certification with distinctions for building digital partnerships and ecosystems. So I took all the learnings from these two executive courses and I put them inside this QGPT, which is basically giving you the best possible negotiation. So it's not only good for this automation, it's also good to kind of when you want to build, when you have a deal to close, when you want to create a partnership, you want to negotiate, you want to be in a position of power. And this is really cool because the way it works is on OpenAI, you have a playground, and in this playground, you can create assistants, right? So let's say, for example, this dashboard, we have our assistant as part of the sales funnel, and we call it Dealmaster, right? So Dealmaster has a series of information, and it's basically filled with a lot of data points to help it make a good decision. Now, the cool thing about assistants is that you could also go the route of creating a GPT complexion. So you could decide to create a complexion, like create a complexion and create basically a new prompt from scratch. The problem is, if you want to use this Dealmaster in other scenarios, in other automations, if you change anything, this won't be reflected in the other automations, but with the assistant, you only need to update your assistant and this will automatically update all the rest, right? In this case, Dealmaster here, but also in other, 10 automations that I have where I'm using Dealmaster. So the Dealmaster has been instructed and will look into the context. So in this case, the company Runway, for example, will also take the extra information that we gather through Perplexity, and basically we prepare a partnerships based on the knowledge that it has about our business, in our case, Black Cube Labs. And we decided to divide this in two parts because if we do everything in once, it's very much less effective. So first the analysis, and then this analysis gets converted into an email, and this email is written in HTML code. A draft is created, so there's this draft that automatically is going to be sent to you, and then there's like a slip of 5 minutes. Why? Well, because in this case, this automation is not triggered automatically. It's on purpose. I made it in a way that when I think I'm ready to initiate a partnership discussion, I just run the automation. And when I run the automation, it's supposed that I am here waiting for the results. So I have this slip of 5 minutes. And in these 5 minutes, this is the amount of time that I have reserved to review the draft and actually send the email. And I think it's more than sufficient time because there are just little tweaks that normally I do. And what happens is that after these 5 minutes, the system will look back if the email has been sent to the recipient. And if that's the case, it will update the Google Sheet. So this Google Sheet will, for example, move on Runway from qualified status to proposal because we made a proposal, which means that the next time you run the automation, it won't pick up Runway again because it already knows that this moved to the later stage of the partnership funnel, right? So that's cool. That's one, let's say, but it's only at the very beginning of the funnel. So let's say the awareness phase, the phase where okay, we identified the prospect, we qualified it, and we shoot an email, and we try to kind of persuade and convince the partner that there is something to talk about. Next stage, of course, is to jump on a call. If that happens, that's great because we are already moving into another phase of the funnel. But if we are still stuck, then we have the follow-up. So the follow-up will do something like this. We'll look into the partnership email account that we have, and we'll look into the email that between the past 30 days and 5 days, but you can also do it like 8 and 7, for example, 8 and 7. Nobody replied to your email, right? But as you maybe send out 10 email for partnerships, it's likely that you forget that you sent those emails. So this will look into it, will run. It will also check if the partner never replied, right? So if the partner never replied, that's great because basically it means that we can move to the stage where um, we ask the deal master to simply create a follow-up email. In reality, we don't even need probably the deal master in this case. It's more just to make sure that we re-pick up about the same bullet points and reasoning. So the follow-up is not just, hey, this is a gentle reminder, but it's more like, hey, we wanted to discuss a partnership. These were like the key points we bring. We wanted to basically to discuss. And same story. So you will get an email, a draft email, and you are then free to kind of review your email, your draft email, and then decide to send it to the partner as a follow-up. And the same thing will repeat over and over, right? So if then an email has been sent, it means that the next time this runs, it won't be picked up because it's not between 8 and 7 days, or in this case, between 30 days and 5 days. There is a lot to unpack. There are like a lot of details we could dive into, but this is, I think, a good first overview of the potential of this automation. Let me know if it's useful. I'll share the template in our dedicated space for members, and for the ones who are seeking help, they can reach out to me. And if you want to build actually this interesting and complex automation, you can reach out and we can work together on your use case. I hope it helped, and I'll see you in the next round for the next automation. Thank you. Take care.